Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Pressing Matters. This is episode number 11. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. It's Friday, Junior. We are almost to the weekend. Oh, man. Let me tell you, there's a lot of soccer to talk about. Uh, I'm not doing too well because Real Madrid is really making my life impossible. We'll get into that. If you're from Miami, South Florida region, Inter Miami are your 2025 MLS Cup champions. We'll get into that. And then, of course, I enjoyed being at home watching the FIFA World Cup draw last week. We've got our groups, not completely, not entirely. There's still some playoffs that we need to get to in March, but we have a majority of it, and we're going to go over that as well. We have a great episode planned for you today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed Franco Panizo on our last episode. Thank you again, Franco, for joining us. Great guy, does a great job as a journalist. And hopefully when you watch back that episode, we got a lot of things right in our predictions. But anyways, remember, December 22nd, that Monday, it is our last Plug Talk Sports episode for 2025. So that week entirely after that Monday, there will be no episodes. So that week, actually Christmas Day lands on a Thursday, I believe. So there'll be no Pressing Matters. None of our shows will be on. We'll be back in January. But there will be no episodes for us after Monday, December 22nd. We're going to enjoy our break, enjoy our families, enjoy the downtime, and of course, Christmas and bringing in 2026. So excited. It is a World Cup year that is upon us. We're almost there. But again, thank you guys for the support on the Plug Talk Sports Network and all of our shows. Greatly appreciate it. We're working very hard to bring good content and just keep you guys happy and have you guys have some content that you can watch throughout the week, not only on Mondays. So we appreciate all of the support. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow all of our social media at Plug Talk Sports. So without further ado, let's get into it. And we're going to start with the number one pressing matter. And that is, for me, my club, Real Madrid. Oh, we're in a bad spot, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a very bad spot. We lost to Celta Vigo at the weekend, 2-0, 3 red cards in the process. We came in yesterday to the Champions League, big match at the Bernabeu, Manchester City. We started off well. Rodrigo was in the lineup. Played very well, I will say. Scored the first goal. Real Madrid takes the lead. We're up 1-0, and I'm starting to think, wow, these guys came to play today. We might have a good shot at beating City. Well, 2 boneheaded mistakes cost us 2 goals. I want to start first with Thibaut Courtois. I really can't complain about Courtois. For me, he is the best keeper in the world. He has saved our skin so many times. So it's hard to be really upset at him. But Courtois on this play, ball's played in the inside and gets it, bobbles it, drops it to the floor. I get it. It was a low ball, but you got to fall on that. Right there for the equalizer was a City player just to tap it in. And we're 1-1. And then this is where I got upset. Erling Haaland in the box. I think throughout the years that City and Madrid have played each other, Real Madrid has done a good job of defending him. Obviously, this was a back line that consisted of Raúl Asensio, Antonio Rudiger, Fede Valverde, and Álvaro Carreras. Very short-handed defense. Obviously, Dani Carvajal is out. Trent Alexander-Arnold is out. Dean Housen is out. So this is a very shorthanded defense, back line. If you guys go back and look at it, what is Rudiger doing? What are you doing, man? He literally just like bear hugged Erling Haaland in the box, throws him to the ground, and this guy's not going to think it's not a penalty. I mean, there's cameras all over the stadium. There's probably cameras all over Erling Haaland. What are you doing? There was absolutely no need for Antonio Rudiger to grab him like that and bring him down in the box. No need at all. And, of course, referee's going to go to VAR. They look at it, and it's a clear penalty. Penalty given. Why? Why are you doing that? There was absolutely no need. It completely frustrated me. It's just, excuse my language, but it's bullshit. Like, what are you doing? So, of course, it's Erling Haaland from the spot. Scores. City goes up 2-1. Here's where, obviously, Kylian Mbappe was named in the squad list, was in the bench, did not play 1 minute, 1 second of this match. So they go with Vinicius, Gonzalo Garcia, and Rodrigo. Gonzalo did absolutely nothing in this match. Not one contribution to this match. Vinny, I have mixed feelings because I have protected Vinicius so much. I love Vinny. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's so fun to watch. I think he is so electric. But somewhere along the line, I don't know, after that year where he was robbed of the Ballon d'Or, he was never the same ever again. And I'm kind of getting frustrated that every time he touches the ball and he tries to dribble and he gets the ball taken away or he gets knocked down or pretends to get knocked down, it's always... And then there's no defending. There's no running back. There's no accountability. Mate, you need to try. And you need to up the level of your game. If you're going to wear that number 7 for this club, you need to elevate the level of your play. Because right now, and for quite a while, to be honest, it hasn't been it. You were missing in this game. It was sloppy. The dribbling wasn't there. There was times where you should have passed, but you didn't. Wanted to take a shot for yourself. Obviously, there's been rumors of him not having a good relationship with Xabi Alonso. I mean, we saw after this loss, players came out and said they're behind Xabi 100%, but you haven't heard that from Vinny. We've heard rumors, and again, these are just rumors, but if they are true that he wants Xabi out, listen, you need to hold yourself accountable, brother. You don't run the club. The club isn't you. Real Madrid is not you. You're not Real Madrid. And you need to hold yourself accountable. And you need to start to perform. Because sooner or later, if you're not performing, you're not going to leave Real Madrid. Real Madrid is going to leave you. And before that happens, I think that Xabi hasn't been shy from showing any player on this squad the bench. And I think that if Vinny keeps putting up these type of performances that have no influence in the game, and he is supposed to, behind Mbappe, supposed to be our star player who's supposed to score, you might need to show him the bench. And we saw what happened in El Clásico, even though we won that. When he got subbed off, the reaction he had. Sure, you can feel frustrated. You're getting subbed, but damn. In a game that you were winning. And we're about to win. And finally did win. That's the reaction you give? So, I'm getting a little frustrated with Vinny's behavior and his performances because this is the biggest club in the world. This is a club that demands performances. It's a club that demands results. And he's not performing. He's not giving Real Madrid the performance that we need in order to win. And we are relying on Kylian Mbappé to score every game in order for us to win. And that's just not a way of sustainability and going out about the season. It's not. We need help. We need people to be able to score aside from Mbappé. You know, after El Clásico, when Madrid won, I don't know what the hell happened. I think the season started so well, and we'll look at the schedule here. Put it up right here. When they arrived to El Clásico, they only had one loss, and that was the derby against Atleti. Everything else was a win. Even the match after El Clásico, they beat Valencia. It's when they got to the Champions League against Liverpool was a loss. Then they get Rayo Vallecano, draw. Elche, draw. They get Olympiacos, which was a win, but they had to dog it out. It was like 4 or 5 goals scored. They had to dog it out. Girona, draw. Bilbao at San Mamés, which was very surprising because San Mamés is a very hard stadium to play at. They won that one. But then you come, Celta Vigo lost, and now Manchester City lost, and they got Deportivo Alavés next. And people are saying if Real Madrid does not beat Alavés, Xabi Alonso's in big trouble, and he might lose his job. How do I feel about that? Well, listen, I think that Xabi Alonso just started his job. Obviously, granted, there has been coaches in the past like Rafa Benitez, Julian Lopetegui, that have lost their job in a very short amount of time based off of results at Real Madrid. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the connection in my heart that I grew up watching Xabi Alonso play in the Spanish national team and seeing him play for Real Madrid, that I want him to succeed. And not only that, I think he is a good coach. I think that he is a tactical coach. He has his own philosophy. We saw it at Bayer Leverkusen, what he did with Leverkusen. And I believe that he can do that at Real Madrid. But in order for him to do that, you need to give him time, right? And that's not something, patience, it's not something that Real Madrid fans are so good at. Granted, I am upset. I am frustrated with this team as well, as every Madridista is. But when it comes to let's fire Xavi, I mean, what's going to be your replacement? I mean, bring in a new coach and already when the season's on. I mean, what is he going to do for this squad? I do think that Xabi is the guy. I think they need to stick with him. I think there's still a lot of soccer, a lot of football to be played left in this season. And it's not like we are eliminated from everything. Obviously, we need to get our stuff together because we're 5 points behind Barcelona in La Liga. Obviously, the loss to City, I mean, didn't really affect us on the table in the Champions League with 2 more games left in the league phase. But we need to start performing better, absolutely. Specifically in La Liga, we have Copa del Rey coming up. We have Supercopa de España coming up. Those are trophies that are up for grabs, so necessarily it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the season. But if we want to be in contention to be able to win these competitions, the performance needs to be better. I don't think that Real Madrid performed poorly yesterday. I think you saw a team that was trying, and they fought to the very end to try to get opportunities. I don't think they looked like a team that had given up on their manager, on their coach. I think they tried. I just think there was two very stupid, boneheaded mistakes that cost them 2 goals and cost them this game. But I think they played well, and there was a moment, Jude Bellingham, right in front of goal, instead of going for that chip, you need to smash that into the back of the net or square that into the middle, which you had the player in the middle. And when it comes to Gonzalo Garcia, Endrick came into the game, which barely plays, and had a header that hit the crossbar. He had an immediate impact. I think he needs to get more minutes. I really do. I know he was about to go to Olympique Lyon in French Ligue 1 on a loan, but I know Real Madrid now has asked him to just hold off on that for a second because they need help. And I really do believe that Endrick should be getting more minutes. He had more of an impact in the match. In the time that he was subbed in, he had more of an impact on the match than Vinicius did. So I think for me, the highlights out of this match, Bellingham played well. Rodrigo played well. And I liked Alvaro Carreras as well. I think those were the 3 players for me that stood out for Real Madrid in the 2-1 loss yesterday. But for just the situation in general, I think I see a team that runs when they want to run and don't run when they don't want to run. I think that this is a locker room right now that has a lot of ego that needs to be humbled, and I think that they have been being humbled by the boos that are ringing out in the Santiago Bernabeu, by the fans, and just the embarrassment that they've been going through. And I think that they need to give Xabi Alonso time. Obviously, if they lose to Deportivo Alavés this weekend, I think next week on the Pressing Matters episode number 12, I might have a difference of opinion. But if he loses to Alavés this Sunday, it's going to be very hard to defend everything I'm saying right now for Xabi Alonso. You need to win this match. You need to win this match. Especially if you lose or draw and Barcelona wins. It's not good. I can't help Xavi there if he loses this match or a draw. This is a must-win match on Sunday. This is a final. And it's embarrassing to say that we're treating this a random La Liga match against Deportivo Alavés. We're treating this as a final, but that's where we're at right now in this moment for Real Madrid. And I just want to say for other Madridistas, I know it's very frustrating right now, but we need to keep the hope. This is our club. It's the best club in the world, no doubt. Should never, ever, ever be confused about that. And eventually it will be figured out. It will be figured out. But we're in a bad spell right now, bad run of form, and Xabi immediately needs to get this ship back in the right direction. So that's it for Real Madrid. We're going to talk about Inter Miami. Congratulations to David Beckham, Jorge Mas, Jose Mas, and Javier Mascherano. Obviously, you guys know I was part of Inter Miami during the 2021 MLS season. I was one of their commentators. I worked on production. I was the youngest, that year I became the youngest commentator in Major League Soccer history. Look, it's not blurry that I have been critical of the club and the decisions that they make, and the way that they have handled things at times. By the end of the day, I live in Miami. This is my home city. I was part of the organization. The club started in 2020. I was there in 2021. I saw the growing pains. I saw a lot of the areas that needed to be improved and the efforts of wanting to grow and expand the club. I saw all that. I was part of it. at the end of the day, I want the club to be successful. Do I agree with a lot of the things that they do or the way that they handle things? Absolutely not. And I think I have a right to be critical about it. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just a disgruntled former employee." No, I don't agree with some of the things that they do or the way that they handle things. But ultimately, I want the club to be successful. And at the end of the day as well, I'm very grateful, not one to David Beckham, but for bringing soccer to Miami. Obviously, since the Miami Fusion folded, we didn't have anything here. And so I think he could have been gone anywhere in the United States, right? And he chose my hometown, my home city. So I'm grateful for that. It was amazing to work for him. He's an outstanding class act. Jorge Mas, I mean, fellow Columbus grad. I went to Columbus, fellow Columbus grad. I can't thank him enough for giving a young, at the time, young explorer, young Daniel, who was just coming out of FIU and starting my career out at FIU, and immediately jumping into the pros and being given that opportunity. And he made a boy's dream. Obviously, I want to get back to that level. Still a dream of mine to continue to be at that level. I have that belief in myself, and I have that confidence in myself and in my talents that God has given me. But Jorge Mas gave me that opportunity, and I learned a lot. I continue to learn a lot about myself, the industry, and it will always be part of my journey and my career, my life, and a chapter of my life. So extremely grateful to him for the opportunity, and I want to see him succeed. I want to see every fellow explorer obviously succeed, and they did it. They did it, and I'm super proud of David and Jorge Mas and his brother Jose Mas for getting it done. There was so many times where there was a lot of criticism of they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And to be fair, I didn't think they were going to do it this year. To be fair, I said it with Franco. Beginning of the year, I actually said Vancouver. So on the episode last week, I said, I can't switch my pick. It would look bad if I switch my pick. I thought Vancouver was the overall best team, most consistent team year round. And that was before they got Thomas Mueller. That first goal of the game in the final, come on, guy. It's an own goal. You don't want to give that up in a final. I get it. He's in stride. It's unfortunate that it happened. He was running in stride and it just went to the back of the net. But, brother, come on. This is a final. You can't let that happen. So Miami goes up 1-0. Vancouver elevated the intensity. Good on them. They were able to have a fantastic goal to get back in this, make it 1-1. And I thought to myself, all right, now we have a match here at Chase Stadium, which, by the way, last match probably ever at Chase Stadium. So what a way to send off Chase Stadium. A lot of memories there. Rodrigo de Paul, who in my opinion hasn't done much. I've been critical of him. Hasn't done really much this year. Gets a pass from Messi, and he finishes it. Makes it 2-1. And then I thought to myself, well, I just think this got a lot harder for Vancouver. And obviously Chase Stadium has been a place where Inter Miami historically has been really strong at home. That's one thing I knew going into the final, that Vancouver had come all the way down here and try to get it done in pretty much a fortress for Inter Miami. And once I saw 2-1 and the goal from Rodrigo de Paul, I knew it was going to be difficult. But here's my thing. Vancouver had so many chances in front of goal. So many chances and could not get it done. And I'm sorry, when you're in a final and you can't put chances away, more than likely you're not going to win this championship. You're not going to win the final. And then just the icing on the cake, Jordi Alba pass to Messi. Beautiful pass to Messi. And then Messi, it's just a dime of a pass over the top to find Tadeo Allende, who makes it 3-1. And that was pretty much the nail in the coffin. And Inter Miami becomes your 2025 MLS Cup champions. They needed it because if not, it was going to be, as Franco said, pass or fail. And if they didn't get it, it was going to be a failure of a season. But they did it. They finally accomplished it. And now the cage unlocks, right? The pressure is off of you need to win, you need to win, you need to win. The pressure now is how many can you win before Messi's contract is up. Obviously, you're losing Busi, you're losing Jordi Alba, Dario Allende. We're not sure if he is staying. He might be returning to Celta Vigo. We also have rumors of Telasco Segovia might be leaving. There's rumors that Luis Suarez may not be sticking around. So there's a lot to be in play for Inter Miami now in the offseason. To kind of reiterate what Franco said, Inter Miami's Messi 2.0, right? And what he means by Messi 2.0 is a new era of Inter Miami with Messi, with new players around him, and looking like they're going to get a lot younger. But I just want to say congratulations to the organization for getting this done, honestly, and for completing the vision. I know now they're focused on the CONCACAF Champions Cup for next year and trying to bring that home. But, man, so many guys like Ian Frey, Noah Allen, guys like that were at the inception of this club. And they saw it happen. They saw the dream come to life, and I'm just happy for this organization. And I am a little disappointed on I did mention this past Monday, but I am a little disappointed in the reaction of the city. I haven't been seeing a lot of excitement and hype from people in the city about this championship, right? And there's probably many factors there. I think they're definitely a fact that the MLS put this on a Saturday, an Art Basel weekend at 2:30 in the afternoon, and especially in a very important college football conference championship weekend that results would impact the Miami Hurricanes, and people were watching that as well. I think that they would have had the final this weekend. I think it would have gotten a lot more attention. But yeah, I was a little disappointed with the reaction from the city. I feel like there wasn't enough hype or attention to it and just pride. I mean, Florida Panthers, this is a hockey team in South Florida, right? This is probably the least sport imaginable that you would figure this community would be hyped about and proud about. I mean, it's soccer in Miami. Miami is a melting pot. A lot of Central and Latin America. They love football, and Inter Miami has Messi. You would have figured that, people would be out in the streets partying, the pots and pans, the tradition in Miami, but nothing at all. On contrary, when the Panthers won the Stanley Cup, that happened. So there was a disconnect there for the club. I think that they need to figure that out, and I think MLS needs to do a better job of scheduling a final next time and knowing what's going on in the specific city of what events are going on and might hinder viewership or attention to the final match. But once again, congratulations to Inter Miami. Very happy for them, well-deserved, and looking forward to next season. Final topic. We're going to talk about the World Cup draw. We're going to go through these groups. I'm so excited. We're about to close out 2025, and usually 2025, like towards December and New Year's, it's a time of reflection and thinking about life and thinking on 2025 and what you accomplished. And at least for me, I like to think about that and then start in the mode of, all right, what are we going to make 2026 about? But I know already I am going to reflect, but I know already I am so excited for 2026 because it is a World Cup year starting June. I've got my tickets to the tournament in Dallas, Atlanta, and Miami right here. I know at Dallas I will have Argentina versus Austria. I know Atlanta is South Africa against a playoff team that is not known yet. And then in Miami, I'm going to have Brazil against Scotland. So very excited. Let's take a look at these groups. So Group A, we're going to have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and a playoff team. So Group B, we go to Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and a playoff team. Group C, we go to Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Group D, which, by the way, I tried analyzing this group or all the groups when I first saw it. It took me some time to digest and really think about it. I really thought that Group C is the group of death in this World Cup. But honestly, there's other groups that I'll mention now that are pretty tricky as well. So Group D for the United States, they have Paraguay, Australia, and a playoff team. Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. That one, it might be tricky for Germany. It might be. You probably, Curacao. Curacao's got players in Europe. Ivory Coast is not easy. And Ecuador is definitely not easy, finishing second in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying. So not an easy, with the way Germany's been playing in the last several years, not an easy group for the Mannschaft. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and a playoff team. Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Group H, Spain, Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. I think for Spain as well, I think obviously Spain will get out of that, but I think that tricky group as well. Saudi Arabia, we saw them upset Argentina in the last World Cup. They could be tricky. So I think that will be a little bit of a challenge there for Spain. Group I, France, Senegal, Norway, and a playoff team. Now, that's another one of those groups where that's a toughie. Senegal, every time they play France, they give a fight to France. That'll be a good game. And then obviously Norway with Erling Haaland, that will be another tough game as well for France. So I think that's another tough group. Then Group J, really, when I saw the draw, I was like, really? The world champions, Argentina, in a group with Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Anyone that tells you this is a hard group is because they're from Argentina, because no one else outside of Argentina will tell you this is a super, extremely difficult group. Come on. This is ridiculous. Group K, Portugal, Uzbekistan, Colombia, and a playoff team. And then Group L. Oh, boy. For my English friends, this is tough. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. This is a very tough group as well. And I definitely think that England will be tested and challenged in this group. But I'm going to give you, as of what we have right now, I'm going to give you what I think the two winners coming out. Obviously, there will be 8 best third-place teams that make it to the round of 32. But I'll just give you the two right now for what we do have. Remember, playoffs coming in March. So out of Group A, looking at it, I think South Korea and Mexico make it out of the group. In Group B, I think Switzerland and Canada make it out of the group. In Group C, I think it's Brazil and Morocco making out of the group. Group D, USA. And I have to go with Australia. I don't think Paraguay makes it out of the group. So US and Australia, Group D. Group E, I'm going to go Germany and Ecuador. Group F, I'm going to go Netherlands and Japan. Group G, I'm going to go Belgium. And it's tough between Egypt and Iran. But I'm going to go Iran. So Belgium and Iran. Group H, I'm going to go Spain and Uruguay. Out of the group. Group I, I'm going to go France. And it's between Senegal and Norway. That's a tough one, guys. But if I have to pick right now, I'm going to go Norway. So France and Norway. Group J, Argentina, of course. And I'm going to go with Austria. Group K, Portugal and Colombia. And Group L, I'm going to go with England and Croatia. It's hard because Ghana could be in there as well, but I'm going to go England and Croatia. But those are my picks for the World Cup groups right now. Those are the groups for the FIFA World Cup. Obviously, again, come March, we'll know the remaining teams that will be added through the playoffs. And for that, it brings us to our Team of the Week. Your Team of the Week is no other than who we talked about, Inter Miami, against all doubters, naysayers, hate watchers. They take down what was the most consistent team in all of Major League Soccer this season, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Obviously, the history and finals between the German Thomas Müller and Lionel Messi and down at home. 3-1. They got a spot into the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're trying to get a spot into the FIFA Club World Cup, and they bring home their first ever MLS title, the Freedom to Dream. It's been complete, but there's still more to go. But this team played well in the final. They were composed. They were not rattled when Vancouver equalized the match. Instead, they put their foot in the gas even more and scored more goals. So congratulations to Inter Miami. They are your 2025 MLS Cup champions. And let's see what they do next year. And Javier Mascherano, in his first year as head coach, who received a lot of criticism as well for decisions or even getting hired for this job in his very first year, wins the championship. And this club so far has a Leagues Cup, a Supporters Shield, an Eastern Conference title, and an MLS Cup. And for that, they're your Team of the Week. Well, folks, we have gone through all of the urgent pressing matters on episode 11. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Remember, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we have shows. Plug picks tomorrow with Janka Don't Stop. Saturday, we have Isaac with the 5th round. And Sunday, we have one-timers with Blake to round out our week. Again, subscribe to all of our social media, to our YouTube, and stay tuned for all your sports updates. For myself, Daniel Torres, we'll see you next week for episode number 12 of Pressing Matters. Have a great weekend.